Something spoiled. Spoiled Sisters. Stepsisters. Directed by Charles Stone III, who's probably best known for Drumline, Lila and Eve, and Mr. 3000. Also written by Chuck Hayward, whose credits include Dear White People and Fat Camp. Now, the film stars Megalyn Echikunwoke, gosh, I hope I said that right, as Jamila, who is a black college student, senior, who's planning to go to Harvard, but because she does not get her parents' legacy endorsement, because her grades are just kind of okay, she finds herself being pressured by her dean, for who she works, to teach an all-white sorority how to step for an upcoming charity event to reform that sorority's social image, as they just suffered a public disgrace. And by disgrace, I mean the dean, played by Robert Curtis Brown, promises Jamila his endorsement for Harvard if she is successful. Of course, as Jamila is part of an all-black sorority, she decides not to tell any of her sisters, as she would get her, as she says, black card revoked. Now, Stepsisters has some funny to it. Stone assembled a very capable cast, even if most of them are old enough to have been out of college for more than a decade. Echikunwoke is perfectly cast as Jamila. She's gorgeous, intelligent, and she has just the right amount of vulnerability and some good comic timing. She's a great protagonist because she gets you to root for her, even though she is completely self-centered and even a bit conniving, even if she doesn't know it. Now, her character has depth, and the supporting characters, however, are just that, supporting. They're there to help. Hilarious as Beth, Jamila's friend from the all-white sorority Sigma Beta Beta, or SBB. Now, shares pretty much one note, but her high energy and zany being recognized her at first because, well, in the movie, she's attractive. She actually looks good. I mean, silly and quirky looking, yes, but I mean, way more attractive than her TV counterpart. I didn't recognize her. But I digress. As I was saying, each girl is hitting a stereotype, but all of them are pretty well executed. Most notable mentions go to Lyndon Smith as Danielle, the leader of SBB, who nails the mean girl quintessential acid-tongued viper bitch. Alessandra Torresani also nails the tough girl Amber. Gage Golightly is Libby, the Southern belle. She is a bit underused, as is Nia Javier, who plays the token white-black girl, or black-white girl, Sandra. Houghton plays Jamila's friend Aisha from her own sorority, and she's solid with the limited screen time that she has. Now, one character that is woefully underdeveloped is Danielle's adopted brother Kevin, played by Mark A. Richardson. Now, because he's set up to be the love interest for Jamila, there just wasn't enough substance to either the character or Richardson's performance to provide any real chemistry for Echikunwoke to play against. Cheryl Lee Ralph appears as Jamila's forceful, strong-willed mother, Yvonne. She's also delightful and funny, but she's best in small doses, and Stone fortunately uses her just that way. The Stepsisters has some watchable moments as a comedy, a coming-of-age story for Jamila is and wants to be opposed to who she thinks she's supposed to be. And to the film's credit, that is the best takeaway message. Now, while Stone gives us some legitimate laugh-out-loud moments, the script is terribly cliche, as it takes its unique premise and uses every convention from films of this type we've ever seen, from Drumline, Stomp the Yard, and even Pitch Perfect. So the film is not original or unique in its telling, but it does position itself to address some familiar and different issues as they pertain to race. It does, however, hang under that cloud of controversy. But, so what? I mean, the obvious thing is that we're taking the Step Show, which has been an institution uniquely owned by Black Greeks since, well, forever. And the film only touches on this controversy, but it doesn't really address it. And without going into the implications of, well, what will the impact be of depicting a white Greek organization participating in a step show? I mean, is it like it's going to happen in reality? Will a white fraternity or sorority try it? Maybe. Looking at this for what it is, this film was made by black filmmakers with some creds. I mean, the producers have credits like Dear White People and Straight Outta Compton, so I guess it could be said that creds means some street cred. That aside, at the end of the day, Stepsisters is a comedy. As a film, my legitimate critique would be that Stepsisters can get a bit bogged down in cliche and its own third act contrivances. As far as the social and political implications on this one, I'm giving the filmmakers a pass. Check out Stepsisters. It's my thoughts. Definitely want to know what you're thinking. Certainly a lot to talk about on this one. Please leave your comments below if you would. And if you want to see more, you know what to do. Click that subscribe button and click the bell, and you too can get spoiled. We'll check you next time.